Hi, hello, namaste. A very warm welcome to Bio Classes. We are in the last session, last portion of this chapter. That is the DNA fingerprinting. So one of the major application, one of the major outcome of that human genome project. That is a very interesting technique, DNA fingerprinting. So in the previous class we observed what actually that DNA fingerprinting is. That means its meaning. And to understand that concept, how actually that DNA fingerprinting is going to be done, to understand that one, preliminarily we understood the four concepts, the four terms, terminologies. What are those terms? We understood what actually that DNA polymorphism is. We understood what that repetitive DNA meaning is. We understood what actually that satellite DNA is, and also we understood what actually that VNTR, variable number of tandem repeats. So those four terms we particularly focused on, and by using those terms, by using those concepts, by using those understandings, so let us today continue with that same session, that is how actually that DNA fingerprinting is done. So for what reason that DNA fingerprinting is done? So why they are going to use this technique? So actually this DNA fingerprinting technology, it is used in order to find out the person who has made the crime, that is in a forensic science department. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪರಾಧ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ವಿಭಾಗ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So in forensic science department, to identify who the person exactly made that crime. So for that reason majorly they are going to use the DNA fingerprinting, and also we can use the DNA fingerprinting in order to find out the biological relation between any parents as well as any babies or children, biological relationship. And in the same way the DNA fingerprinting technology can be used in order to suspect the person who has made the rape attempts or whatever it is. So in most of the cases, very in the sensitive cases, in order to find out the particular person, we need to use this DNA fingerprinting technology. Or keep one thing in your mind, DNA fingerprinting technology means it is comparing two DNA samples. What actually this term is, what actually this technique is, comparing two DNA samples. DNA sample of one person with a DNA sample of another person or another DNA sample. But thing is, if you want to compare two DNA sample, let me imagine this is one DNA sample, this is one DNA sample, total DNA sample we need to match. So total DNA sample if you want to match means we have to match the total sequence of this DNA and total sequence of this DNA. How many sequences? 3 into 10 to the power 9 base pairs, 3 into 10 to the power 9 base pairs. All the sequences we need to match. Here the first sequence is A, here also A, T, T, G, G, C, 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 T, T, A, G. Here that one sequence is not matching. Then this DNA sample different, this DNA sample different. Right now all the base pairs should be matched perfectly. Then it indicates both the DNA samples are same. That means both the DNAs belong to the same person. But here the problem is that, just imagine, to sequence the total DNA, just one DNA, it will cost $9 billion. Human genome project, already we know. Like that, if you want to compare both means it requires $80 billion, $18 billion. It is not possible. Hence what to do? 99.9% DNA matching in all the people, all the persons. So that is already we know. That means how much DNA is going to be changed? 0.1% DNA is changing. That DNA only we need to concentrate on. Only that 0.1% DNA. And along with that one, here majorly we are focusing on the repetitive DNAs. In the repetitive DNAs, we are going to see the DNA polymorphism, whether that repetitive DNA is going to change or not. If the repetitive DNA is changing from person to person, how many times it is changing? Copy number. How many copies of that repetitive DNA sequence present in one DNA, comparing that copy number with another DNA for the same repetitive sequences. So like that we are going to match so small piece of the DNA here. So today let us observe the steps of DNA fingerprinting. How exactly the DNA fingerprinting is done? Yes. Steps of DNA fingerprinting. Okay. Now, the first thing is, imagine, let me consider this side. Let me consider two candidates, A and B, right? Now, the candidate A, he is the suspect. He is the suspected person. That means who has made that crime, who has killed, that suspect he is. Police have suspected that this person. And another person who is being killed. Now this person is already being killed. He is died. He is no more, that person. But surrounding this dead body, or on this dead body, we are going to get some body samples. Body sample means hair sample, semen sample, blood sample, or hair follicle along with the root portion. So, or any body tissue sample, whatever it is. So that sample near that dead body or on the dead body, the police are going to collect that body sample. So from the body sample, they are going to take out the DNA. That DNA matched with the suspect DNA. That means we are having two DNA sample. One is suspect DNA sample, another DNA sample that is occurred or that is taken at the crime spot. Two DNA samples, they are going to match. So whatever it is, the first step, the first beginning step is isolation of a DNA. The very beginning, the first step is isolation of a DNA. What they need to isolate? From the cell, they are going to isolate the DNA. So for example, if this is the cell, means inside the cell, so nucleus is present, and inside the nucleus DNA content is present. Now we need to isolate that DNA. We need to take out that DNA. How? By breaking that cell. So here the cell is broken down and DNA is taken out. How they are going to break the cell? By using proper digesting enzymes. So here digesting enzymes they are going to use. That means cell wall or cell membrane, whatever it is. If it is a plant cell, means they are going to use the cell wall. If it is our cell, that means in case of the human, means there is no cell wall, just a cell membrane is there. To break that cell membrane, whatever the suitable enzyme is there, that enzyme they are going to add. So cell is ruptured, the DNA content will come outside, not in the pure form, impure form. So then DNA content with so many other molecules, those other molecules are removed out by using the suitable enzymes again. That means isolation of DNA, it is a purely enzymatic process. So continuous step by step by using suitable enzymes, they are going to remove one by one impurity. Finally they are going to take out that DNA outside. So this is the first step, isolation of the DNA. Now second step, fragmentation of DNA. Right? Now they have isolated the DNA. This DNA is subjected for fragmentation, piece, making the fragments of DNA, the total DNA. How they are going to fragment? Actually, in the previous class itself I told you, they are going to separate two DNAs here, bulk DNA one side, satellite DNA one side. What actually that satellite DNA is? Satellite DNA, it is a specific portion of the DNA which is made up of repetitive DNAs. And what actually that repetitive DNA? Yesterday in the previous class itself I told you. So in that repetitive DNA, that is in the satellite DNA, again we are having two kinds, microsatellite and mini satellite. Microsatellite and mini satellite. So now they are going to focus majorly on mini satellite. Mini satellite DNA. And micro and mini satellite, what actually that satellite DNA is? The DNA which is made up of majorly repetitive DNAs, repetitive sequences. So in that satellite DNA there are two kinds, micro and mini. So on what basis they separated means, so yesterday I told you on the three objectives, AT or GC, that ratio, purine pyrimidine ratio, and the length of that repetitive sequence and the copy number of repetitive DNAs. On the three bases, so we have classified micro and mini satellite DNAs. So here they are going to take the mini satellite DNA majorly. In this mini satellite DNA, they are going to consider VNTR. What they are going to consider? VNTR. What actually that VNTR is? Variable number of tandem repeat. Variable number of tandem repeats. Repeats means repetitive DNA sequence. Repetitive DNA sequence. But thing is, those repetitive DNA sequences are showing high degree DNA polymorphism. High degree DNA polymorphism. Such kind of repetitive DNAs present in mini satellite DNA. That mini satellite DNA, it is a part of satellite DNA. That satellite DNA they are going to take out from the main DNA. So that is, for that thing to happen, they are going to cut the DNA, fragmentation of DNA. How? So here the fragmentation of DNA is done by nuclease enzyme, that is endonuclease enzyme. What they are going to use? Endonuclease enzyme. So endonuclease enzyme means, nuclease means DNA breaking enzymes or DNA digesting enzymes, nuclease. Endonuclease means these enzymes are going to cut the DNA in between or inside. So by using suitable enzymes, they are going to make the cuts in the DNA pieces. Now the next step, separation of DNA fragments. The next step is separation of DNA fragments. So this is the next one. How actually they are going to separate the DNA fragments? So here, for the separation of DNA fragments, one method they are going to use. So that is agarose gel electrophoresis. Which method they are going to use? Agarose gel electrophoresis. As already we know, we have learned this one. Agarose gel electrophoresis. So in this DNA, okay, you will come to know what actually that technique is. So here, when they are going to cut the DNA into pieces, some pieces are large in size, some pieces are medium in size, some pieces are small in size. So depending on the size of the DNA fragments and depending on the charge of the DNA, what is the charge of DNA? Negative charge. Depending on the size of the DNA fragments and depending on the charge of the DNA, DNA pieces are separated. Large fragments one side, medium fragments one side and small fragments one side. And here for that process, they are using one special gel. They are using a special gel. The gel name is agarose gel. And this agarose gel helps in the separation of DNA fragments on the basis of size and charge by using electricity, by using electric power. So that technique is there. By using this technique, they are going to separate the DNA fragments, cut DNA fragments according to their sizes. Now here, so let us imagine this is the pad. This is one pad. This pad is having agarose gel. So here gel is there, agarose gel. In the agarose gel, they have separated the DNA fragments like this. Imagine. Now, okay, imagine. Now in this gel, they have separated the DNA fragments, and here the total agarose gel pad, it is connected with a battery. It is connected with a battery. Like this, one arrangement is there. Now here DNA fragments are separated according to their size and on the basis of charge. Imagine these are DNA fragments pieces. Those are large in size, medium in size, small in size. The DNA fragment which is small in size, it will move. Actually DNA fragments are moving from this end to this end inside the gel. Now the smallest DNA fragments, since those are light in weight, they will move very fast. But heavy fragments cannot move very fast, hence they will be present at the top. So this is thing. Now the fragments have been separated. Now here to this DNA fragment, to this gel, next they are going to add alkali solution. What they are going to add? Alkali solution, alkaline solution, a special form of alkali solution. When the alkali solution is added, then double stranded DNAs. Now the DNAs are double stranded, but pieces actually. Now double stranded DNA becomes single stranded DNAs. Next those are going to become single stranded DNAs. Double stranded DNAs converted into single stranded DNA. That means, yes, now here double stranded DNA, it is converted into single stranded DNA after addition of alkali solution, right? Now where the DNA samples are, where the DNA pieces are present? In the agarose gel. From the agarose gel, actually agarose gel, it is one not that much of stable medium for holding that DNA. Now the DNA pieces are transferred to another medium which is more stable. So that medium is one paper. Actually, now imagine this is agarose gel. Agarose gel is having the DNA pieces. Now it is shifted. These fragments are shifted to one paper. And here this paper is nitrocellulose paper or nylon paper. Nitrocellulose paper or nylon paper. To this paper they are going to transfer the DNA samples. How? So imagine this is the gel. In the gel DNA fragments are present. This is the paper. They are going to imprint on this paper. So now they are going to imprint here. Now the DNA fragments which are present here transfer to this paper. That method, that transferring method, we will call it as the this transferring method we will call it as southern blotting. What this method we will call it as southern blotting. That means this transferring method, it was first done by, this method was first examined by E.M. Southern. Who is that scientist? E.M. Southern. Southern, he identified this technique. Hence the method name is southern blotting. Blotting means shifting from one medium to another medium here. So what actually this material is a nitrocellulose paper or nylon paper. So that is on stable medium. Now the DNA pieces get transferred here. Right? Now very interesting thing, next one. So let me write for the fourth step. Fourth step is southern blotting, that is over. And the next step, addition of radioactive VNTR probes. Very interesting. Next one. Now we are going to add the radioactive VNTR probes. Let us split what actually this total term meaning is. VNTR already we know. VNTR means repetitive DNA sequence. What actually that VNTR? Repetitive DNA sequence. But thing is, in the repetitive DNA sequences, polymorphism is more, variation is more, change in the base pair, that range is more. Such kind of high degree of DNA polymorphism showing a repetitive DNAs, we are going to refer them as VNTR. Now VNTR are already present here. In these DNA pieces we are having the VNTR. But thing is, now the DNA which is having that VNTR sequences, that means repetitive sequences, that DNA present in single stranded form, not double stranded form. Now we have to make that DNA double stranded. To make that DNA double stranded, we are going to add probe. Which probe? VNTR probe. Once again I am telling you, VNTR, it is the repetitive DNA sequence already present in these DNA pieces, right? Now DNA right now present in the single stranded form. Why? Because already we have made it a single stranded by addition of alkaline solution. Now VNTR probes are added to make that DNA double stranded. Once again, what we are adding? VNTR probe. You can ask that question, what actually that probe is? Probe means it is a complementary piece of the DNA or RNA, whatever it is. It is the complementary sequence piece which is having the capacity to be diagnosed well. Okay, let me tell you the total terms. Radioactive DNA probe. Now I will take on the radium piece, just for your understanding purpose I am telling you. I will take on the radium piece. Radium. Now here light is there, right? Now light is there. Now I will take the radium material, radium, that piece. I will stick that radium band here at my wrist. I will paste that one. Now light is there. In the light we cannot identify that piece as the radium piece. But suppose the light gone suddenly, if there is no current, if there is no power, then suddenly that radium starts to illuminate the light. We can easily identify where actually that radium piece is there. And if you identify that radium piece in the dark, then automatically we can identify that person, where that person is, even in the dark, even there is no light. Say simple example, even there is no light, we can check the time if it is a radium watch. Yes, in the night time we can see the movement of the things that is in the watch, we can easily identify. Why? Because radium is illuminating the light in the dark. And in the same way, wherever that radium material is going in the dark, we can identify that person who is having that radium watch or radium material, whatever it is. In the same way, here we are using one term, radioactive VNTR probe. Simple meaning is, to the VNTR already present in these single stranded DNA, we are going to add complementary sequences. It's opposite complementary sequences. Wherever that sequence is attaching, that portion we can observe under UV light. That portion we can observe under UV light. So this is the mechanism. Say for example, I take this piece here, right? Now in this piece, let me write. Now this is not double stranded, is the single stranded, right? A T C G G A T C. So this is one sequence in present here, right? In this sequence, let me imagine C G G. This much of sequence is repetitive DNA. This sequence is repeated many times here and here, repeated many times, right? Now C G G is the repetitive sequence. Imagine, let us consider. Now what scientists they are going to do, they are going to create one VNTR probe in the lab, and the sequence of that VNTR probe is GCC. That sequence is GCC. GCC, it is one radioactive VNTR probe, and this probe is going to attach here. So where this sequence is going to attach actually? Actually the sequence is like this. Now this radioactive probe, it is going to attach particularly here only. GCC, it is attaching here only. Now this much portion of the DNA is double stranded, and remaining side portion is still as it is single stranded only. Now this attached piece, that means where the probe has been attached, that portion we can easily understand, we can easily identify in the form of dark band. In the form of dark band by using UV light. Now the dark bands, now let us imagine, now here on probe is attached, now here on probe is attached, here also on probe attached, now here on probe is attached, here on probe is attached. Let us imagine here there is no VNTR, no probe is attached. Why? Because whenever complementary is present, then only probe will attach, otherwise it will not attach. After attaching, this step we will refer it as hybridization. Hybridization of VNTR probe, that attachment step. Why it is hybridization? Why? Because this is natural DNA already present, and this is the VNTR probe, radioactive VNTR probe. That means we have prepared in the lab. That probe is attaching. That means one is natural, one is artificial. Both are attaching there. Hybridization. That means making it double stranded. After hybridization, we are going to wash this total blotting paper with water. After washing, wherever that DNA is not complementary, wherever that DNA still it is in the single stranded form, that DNA is washed out. Now this patch of piece of DNA, it is not having double stranded portion, it is washed with the water. Here this portion is washed with water, this portion also washed with water, and this portion it is not having any complementarity, it is totally washed with water. Now 1 2 3 4 5 dark bands we are having. How many dark bands? 5 dark bands. So those dark bands are observed with the help of UV light, right? So after hybridization, we will get a dark band, and here in this place actually we will get a light band. What we are getting? Light band. Dark band, light band, dark band, light band, like that we are going to get. So here dark band, dark band, dark band, like that. So anyhow, in one pattern we are going to get. Now suppose if we get the picture like this under UV light, then we will call this picture as autoradiograph. What we will call it as? Autoradiograph. Why? Because after exposing it to the UV light, suddenly we will observe these bands. That means after there is no light, suddenly we start seeing that radium watch. In the same way here also, it is autoradiograph, this total picture. In this picture we will get a dark band and light band of the DNA. Wherever probe will attach, that is a dark band. Wherever probe will not attach, that is light band. So here the very interesting thing is the pattern of dark band and light band. The pattern of dark band and light band, it is a specific for specific person. It will not match with another person. So here finally they are going to matching of dark and light bands of DNA, dark and light bands of DNA in autoradiograph. They are going to match that one. In the autoradiograph, they are going to match dark and light bands, then they are going to identify, then they are going to match 2 DNA samples. But here we observed only one DNA sample. We started one DNA sample, from one DNA sample we came here up to this one. Now how they are matching with another DNA? The same thing I told you. So imagine this is the suspect DNA. Now how many steps are followed for one DNA? Same steps are followed for another DNA sample which is present, which they captured in the crime spot. So in the crime spot, what DNA sample they are collecting, what body sample they are collecting, for that DNA also same steps they are performing. That means they are going to get 2 DNA bands, 2 autoradiographs. They are going to get 2 autoradiographs. This is autoradiograph of A and B, 2 DNA samples. The same procedures are followed for both the DNA samples. Now they are going to get dark and light bands. Imagine one dark band here, one dark band here, one dark band here, and another dark band here. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 dark bands they are going to get. For this DNA sample, for another DNA sample also, they should get the dark band same, in the same way. One dark band here, one dark band here, one dark band here, and one dark band here. Now they are going to match both. This dark band matching with this dark band straight, and here it is matching with this one, here it is matching with this one, here matching with this one. If they are perfectly matching means, then what it suggests, VNTR of this DNA sample, VNTR of this DNA sample, both are same. I told you VNTR, it is specific for particular DNA and not matching with another DNA. But here the matching means both the DNA samples are same. Both the DNA samples are same means A DNA sample, it is a suspect DNA, B DNA sample present at the crime spot. That means both the DNAs are same. That means finally it indicates this suspected person has made that crime. So they are going to identify that one. Suppose if the bands are not matched, suppose if the situation is like this, one matching, second matching, third matching, fourth is not matching here, that means both the DNA samples are not matching by their VNTRs. So VNTRs are very specific. Now just I told you all the steps. Here what I told, the DNA they are going to collect, but actually here they are going to take the chromosomes actually. second chromosome, 7th chromosome, 12th chromosome, like that they are going to take. So from that chromosome they are going to separate the satellite DNA. From the satellite DNA they are going to take that VNTR majorly, that means mini satellite DNA. So there they are going to focus majorly on VNTR sequences. So those they are going to match. So in your textbook actually they are given, in the last page actually they are given chromosomes structures. In the chromosomes they are given box like structures, that those means number of VNTRs those are. But leave that diagram, actually that's not for your theory, leave that diagram, but keep understanding these steps of how actually that DNA fingerprinting is done, right? So if you are not getting this properly, once again read that NCERT textbook content what they have given, and after reading once again watch this video, so you will get the clear idea, right? Yes, with ending of this DNA fingerprinting, so successfully we have completed this chapter. So this is the last concept. So actually this is the one major concept, major chapter it is having the most of the experimental portions, most of the technical portions, most of the mechanisms it is having. And one more thing, some of the students are messaging me, sir we are not getting transcription conceptual, we are not getting translation conceptual. So once they teach those concepts like that, the many students are asking. So the only thing I am telling is, already I have those videos in my channel. Please do subscription to the channel. Yes, ನಿಮಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ದು ಓಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ರಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ಗಳು ಅದೇ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ರೈಟ್? So in the next class, let us discuss the few of the neat bits related to this particular chapter. Yes, thank you.